All right, what's up, y'all? It's Joey Womack, founder of Goodie Nation, coming to you today from Orlando, Florida, downtown Orlando. We got the Florida Classic here. As many of you all know, I went to Florida A&M University, the greatest school in the world, and this weekend is a huge rivalry game with Bethune-Cookman, so I'm down here doing a few things, but wanted to wrap up this Is My Shirt series. And so it's a series of videos, live videos, describing the slogans going behind the apparel line Goodie Nation launched a few weeks ago, all in an effort to help us raise money for operations over here at Goodie Nation. And so we started off the series a few weeks ago talking about dream, build, scale, and impact. We then went into I will do the impossible. And then last week, we talked around the meaning behind revenue over everything. Shout out to all the folks who've already purchased shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, and everything like that. We truly appreciate you all. Hopefully you're enjoying your new gear. I know a few people have sent us a few photos and when they're rocking their shirts. Again, if you've actually received yours, go ahead and post on social, tag us at Goodie Nation across all those social media platforms. Okay. So the last part in this series is about how all founders need therapy. You can't see the entire shirt, or maybe you can see most of it here. And so I'm going to share a little bit about my background and how this whole thing around founders therapy really came to fruition really a decade ago, quite honestly. And so many of you all know that Goodie Nation hosts an event called All Founders Need Therapy. Again, we've been doing it for about 10 years. So 2011, I am one of my original startup digital guest lists. I'm starting to transition into social impact and giving back and so on and so forth. And the reality is, I'm giving away all this money. I am giving away all this time. And I was really in a bad place, really a large client owed us a significant amount of money. And I was really stressed thin. And so I wanted to talk to a few people and get their thoughts on it. Really, I just wanted to vent. I had all this stress. I had all this frustration really pent up. And a lot of you all know I know a ton of folks, but I couldn't find anyone to talk to. Like I reached out to family and friends. And then for the most part, like 99% of all people were like, yo, I'm busy. I'll get back to you. People weren't, answering their phone call. It was like one of those real weird times. Like, yo, like 20 people aren't responding to me. Like what's going on? And so I finally found one person and family member, and we talked for a little bit, and I realized like they just don't get it. Love them to death, they just don't get it. They don't understand, the struggle of being an entrepreneur and why we do the things the way that we do. Again, God bless them, but they just didn't understand. And so then I reached out to a few entrepreneur friends, and again, a lot of people were busy. And the reality of it is that I found two people that would talk to me. And I actually had to bribe them. I invited them down to the W Hotel in downtown Atlanta for drinks. I'm like, you know what? If you all will just listen to me vent, I will buy your drinks for the entire time we're here. So two people came out. This was February 2011. I felt better afterward. They shared a little bit more. And I was good for like 3 months. And so then I needed to vent a little bit more after some more frustration. But it was the next year, 2012, that the Facebook group that originally kind of essentially started Goodie Nation did an in-person version of that even more. And that actually almost didn't happen. The reality is I'm coming back from Alabama, where I'm originally from, to Atlanta after Christmas in 2011. I get a call from Amber Saunders, and she's like, yo, like you're doing this founders therapy event, like straight up, like you're doing it. I got a spot for you. We're going to invite out some entrepreneurs. You're going to do it. And the reality for me is like, I was probably not going to do it. Like I have tons of event experience. I've put, 1 million people to events over my lifetime. I didn't know about doing it. She's like, yo, you doing it. Like straight up, you doing it. And so maybe a month later, we had people at Peter Thomas's old restaurant off Memorial in Atlanta, 20 people in a room venting about their problems. People were crying. People were bonding with each other. And that's how our All Founders Need Therapy event was was really blossomed. And so we've gone on to do versions in Miami, Orlando, obviously in Atlanta, South by Southwest in conjunction with the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce and Google and stuff like that. And so it's been a transformative experience. But the reason that it's so transformative and so impactful is because as entrepreneurs, it's lonely at the top. We think that we're the only ones going through a particular issue, whether it's drama with your co-founder, whether it is situations where you're getting a bunch of press, but you could barely pay the bills, either personally or professionally, where your family, your friends, your significant others don't support you, quite honestly. And there are a bunch of other topics as well. And so what I've realized is that the entrepreneur journey really mimics the hero's journey, like that common story arc that you see in movies produced by Marvel and things like the Disney series and so on and so forth, where you have like the star of the movie, the hero, so to speak, is living their life. They're not doing anything. Some significant event happens. Typically it's maybe some type of tragedy, someone dies or something. Basically, they're forced to jump into the fight. They typically meet an older person who is a mentor, who encourages them even more to jump into the fight. They start to train them up. Think of that montage where they're working out. This is Gandalf and Lord of the Rings. This is Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid. This is Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Star Wars, and the list goes on and on and on. Then they meet a few friends who join them in the battle. About halfway through the movie, they encounter like the big bad guy or the enemy. Usually like one of the friends dies or something like that. They think about giving up, quite honestly, but they decide to keep pressing forward. They work out a little bit more. They train a little bit more. They defeat the bad guy at the end of the movie. Like that's the typical kind of story arc of these films, right? And so for the entrepreneur, it's pretty much the same. You decide to jump into the fight. You usually meet a mentor who trains you up. You meet some friends. Maybe they're employees. Maybe there's some other people who are just supporting you. And about halfway through, maybe a year or so in, 2 years in, you encounter some type of very difficult circumstance, which causes you to think about quitting. That's where All Founders Therapy comes in. Because again, we know that if it's based on the hero's journey, it's going to happen over and over and over again. And it'll happen to millions, if not billions, of entrepreneurs that's already come and will come around moving forward. And because we know it's an arc, that means we're not alone, right? And so All Founders Therapy as an event is meant to bring people together so they can vent around problems that only entrepreneurs understand amongst themselves. Now, all founders need therapy as a slogan on a shirt. It's meant to let the world know, and more importantly, let the entrepreneur know that it's okay. It's okay that you're doing this crazy, this wild, out of the box thinking idea. You're taking a ton of risk that most people won't take, and it will have an impact on your life, both in the present and quite honestly in the future. And so it's okay to not be okay, as Reginald Parker from Optimal Solar says. It's okay to not be okay. You don't have to hide behind the drama of your life. The times when everyone, again, thinks you're doing awesome, but you're doubting yourself. You don't have to hide behind that. You can wear it as a badge, really obviously on your chest. This is the S on your chest, right? This is why you're Superman or Superwoman. And so it's okay to let you know, and to let the world know that you're not always strong. As a great philosopher and rapper Common would say, you're only being strong when you're realizing you're being weak, right? And so in many cultures, particularly cultures of color, it's frowned upon to admit you're not doing okay, that you may be quote unquote weak. You're actually looked as a weakness. And so again, when you can admit to being weak or needing some type of help, is when you're really being strong. And so all founders therapy is meant for that. So again, if you can feel this, if you know someone who's an entrepreneur, maybe they want a shirt, they want a hoodie, they want a long sleeve shirt, cop a shirt. Go to goodienation.org. I'm gonna pop this up so you all could see. Purchase some merch from us. Support, help us out in 2022. We got some big things planned, y'all. And then put the S on your chest. Put the S on your chest to let the world know you're not alone and you're really being strong. So I'm Joey Womack, founder of Goodie Nation. We'll see you all later. More importantly, check us out on Giving Tuesday. Tuesday, November 30th. We have 12 hours of dope content actually on this particular topic. How all founders need therapy, how revenue over everything leads all founders need therapy. And there's an addiction to the hustle there. So check us out. Be safe, y'all. Peace out.